Welcome back everyone to today's video, and we're going to be looking at the weather for the next couple of weeks, and this is going to be the latest on this week's cold spell, and also it could go very cold next week, so we're going to be looking at all of that in today's video. So thanks everyone for tuning in, and we're not going to make you wait, and we're going to get straight into this. So here we go. Also thanks everyone for 85 subscribers. All the support really helps to show me how much I should keep making these videos. So thanks everyone for the support, and we're going to get into this. So, current situation, we've got a ridge of high pressure in the Atlantic just here, as you can see, extending up from the Azores, and we are bringing in a northeasterly wind, maybe a bit more northwesterly at the moment. It will start switching to the east as this low pressure here drops south, swinging the wind around from the east. We're probably going to see some showers coming in as well, but we're not sure where or if they will be wintry or not. So we're going to go a bit more in depth at the moment. So that's the current situation. We've got some low pressure up here dragging the wind in from the north. So it is turning cooler. It's not that cold of a northerly. It's just a little bit trough of low pressure diverting the wind into the northwest. So it's not overly cold, but it is getting there. Now, as we run into the weekend, we actually build that high pressure, starting that high pressure building closer or over the country, and that swings the wind in from looking quite a cold north, easterly just there, maybe a bit northeasterly, but mostly easterly there. Then the high pressure continues to build over the country just here, and we go very anticyclonic just here, as you can see, with high pressure building over the country just here. We've got the low pressure all the way down here in the Atlantic, pushing that high pressure upwards, and we're dragging the wind in from quite a cool easterly, and there'll be a lot of frost and fog, probably a little bit of cloud around, but quite a lot of sunny spells under that high pressure just there. As we've seen, we could see the odd shower for the far south or southeast coast, but by this point we're not going to see much really precipitation. So a change, and we have been needing a change. We have been seeing a lot of flooding for some places over the last couple of days. So we continue to build at high pressure more over the country here, and we start to drag the wind in from a bit more of a northerly, northeasterly. Some of the air originating from towards Iceland up here. So it will be getting a little bit cooler or colder here by this point as well. So as we continue, you can see the high pressure looks like it's starting to try and get to Greenland, and if that does happen, it will be a Greenland block, and the high pressure retrogressing up to Greenland could drop us into some very cold air from the north. But let's see what happens. Does this come off for today on today's GFS? So we start to drag the wind in from a bit of a northerly here, as you can see. The wind's popping in from a bit of a colder northerly just there. But does that carry on and strengthen? The answer is it does strengthen a little bit. It's quite cold there. There will be some showers around, but not really as significant as some of the models have been showing it. And then high pressure builds over the country, once again going quite frosty and stuff like that from the north, just there. The wind's in from the north. Then into the extended range, high pressure sort of topples over the country, and we still look quite frosty there, don't we, and cloudy, as you can see. Frosty fog, probably frost around. High pressure does look like it's trying to get to Greenland, so eventually we will probably start bringing the wind in from a cold easterly or northeasterly, but we can't go any further than that. So overall, the GFS 12 there, it's looking very dry actually for a change. They look quite dry charts from the GFS 12Z. Let's show you the GEM now, so we're going to show you that right now. Okay, so once again we start off with the same situation. We've got a ridge of high pressure out in the Atlantic, same situation with the wind coming in from the north or northwest. So going cooler. As we go through with the GEM, we do bring a little bit more, quite a nice easterly wind in there. So we'll probably see more widespread showers for the south and England here, and that air actually originating from up here, as you can see, so it probably would be going quite cold there with the high pressure near to the country. It will still be dry, but we could get some showers coming in off the continent just there, in from the east. So as we continue, keep bringing the wind in from the east, and there still could be a couple of showers around for the south and southeast, but then high pressure builds over the country and we go frosty and foggy there. And then this looks better than the GFS. High pressure starts to get up towards Greenland, retrogresses up towards Greenland, and you can see we are on the brink of very, very cold air at this point. So we still will be dry with that, but we are turning colder, with some of the air starting to originate from up towards the Arctic Circle. So that is very interesting, just there, as you can see. So as we continue, we open the doors to colder air from the north, just here. So high pressure creating a proper Greenland block just here, and the low pressure dropping south. We start bringing them winds in from a cold northerly just here, maybe a bit more northwesterly, but some of the air originating from the northeast, so definitely a northerly direction. If that's northeasterly, whatever, we're not sure. And then by the end of the run, we actually start to strengthen. We sort of disconnect the high pressure. We disconnect the blocking high pressure from this one, so it's split away from that area there, so it's a disconnected high pressure. We do see that quite a lot with warmings, stratospheric warmings, and that's what we have had. And we've got the wind in from the north just there, and some of the air originating from up in Scandinavia and to the Arctic Circle, where it has been significantly colder than average over the last couple of months. So that air is probably going to turn it very cold. Now we're going to show you the ECMWF, then we'll show you the ensembles from the GFS. So let's go and get the ECMWF for you. Okay, so here's the ECMWF. So once again, we start off with the same situation. We drag the high pressure out to the north and over the country. And as you can see, it's not as strong as an easterly with the ECMWF. It's still probably could bring some showers to the far south and far southeast there, but it's nowhere near as strong as an easterly as the GEM was showing. So once we get that high pressure building over the country, there won't be any sign of any precipitation there as we lock that high pressure over the country and bringing the winds in from quite a cool or quite cold at night time northeasterly winds just there. So a lot of frost around with that, I would say, so quite cold. As we carry on, we split the high pressure here. This area of low pressure in the Atlantic is trying to take us milder just here, as you can see. But this high pressure disconnects from the rest and starts to try to retrogress towards Greenland and create an area blocking. And as you can see, there's a cold front just here, and there's very cold air lurking just behind it, just to the north of Scotland, just there. So as that happens, we do start opening the doors to colder air from the north just here, as you can see, with that blocking area high pressure over to Greenland. It's not as strong as the GEM, but it's definitely still enough to take it cold. And by the end of the run, we do look like we're going to go quite cold. So we've got high pressure still towards Greenland, not as strong as the GEM, as you can see. It's not them orange colours, yellow-orange colour. It is green colours though, so it still is an area of high pressure. But low pressure out in the Atlantic looks like it's going to try and get rid of it, but it looks like the cold air's winning the fight, and we've got this cold front just here, and the cold air is pushing south. So once again, it does look cold from most of the models today up to the end of the run. Well, most of the models. GFS may be just getting out of it by the end, but it is looking quite cold overall. So now we're going to show you the GFS and samples, so let's show you them right now to finish off. Okay, so this is the 850 HBA temperature and precipitation updated today, today for London. So let's go and run through this with you. So for London, as you can see, and the big thick red line here is the 30-year average, 1991 to 2020 average. So that's where we should be for this time of year. At the moment, we are actually going a bit below. We were up here, and we have seen the drop, as you can see. We're going to stay below average, it looks like, through quite a lot of the first week of January, and this is where we get them easterly winds possibly strengthening just here. Now we do end up getting back to around average just here, a little bit milder, but not really around average. Still will be cold under that high pressure. Because we are under that high pressure, it looks like the temperatures will go up. On the surface it won't change much, really. Then we see the temperatures go even colder by the last week on the GFS ensembles, with temperatures getting down to that -5 line just here. But a lot of the members getting the temperatures down to nearly the -10 for London, with them easterly winds. So very, very cold. It looks like a very, very cold outlook from start to finish for London from the GFS. So here's the line with -5. This is where if we get the -5, then we know it's going actually very cold, and we do get below that for quite a couple of days actually, from the 6th to the 10th of January, just there, and we once again get below that by the end of the run. But it's a lot scattered. There's very, very mild outliers up here. Most of the runs are going for cold though, as you can see, but we can't rule out the mild outliers, but we can't also rule out these very, very cold runs. So yeah, that's what the GFS ensembles are looking like. So, thanks everyone for tuning in to today's video. Thanks everyone for watching, and we're going to see you in the next one. That's all we've got to show you for today's video. So thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.